Sexual violence is a common problem among refugees and asylum seekers in the Netherlands. In a Dutch and Belgian study, among this population, 223 interviews were executed. 56.6% of these cases reported experiences with sexual violence. Female victims of sexual violence can suffer from a worse emotional health, depression, PTSD, anxiety disorders, sleeping problems, and have difficulties in trusting strangers. These mental consequences of sexual violence can diminish by therapy sessions. In these therapy sessions, a victim can talk about and process their experiences. Refugees often experience an inability to fully trust persons and are therefore not willing to seek professional help for their problems. Moreover, the professional help is not very much in line with their needs because of cultural differences and social norms. Therefore, a lot of victims keep their experiences with sexual abuse a secret and will not receive the professional help they need. This could lead to worsening mental consequences. The objective of the intervention Free Your Mind is to have more victims of sexual violence talk about their experiences and seek professional help. Our intervention focuses on females as well as males. Remaining silent about sexual abuse depends on personal and environmental factors. Generally, victims of sexual abuse don't feel sufficiently reinforced to tell anyone about their problems. They often lack the self-efficacy to cope with it, are not expecting a positive outcome of telling anyone, and are missing a role model who already talks openly about their sexual abuse, and peer-to-peer communication will be used. The role model has the same background and experiences as the target group. Group sessions will be organized in asylum centra and refugee shelters. In these group sessions, a role model shares his or her experiences with sexual violence and help seeking. During the group sessions, the role models will make clear that sexual violence is not something to be ashamed of, and that seeking professional help and talking about their experiences can have significant benefits. These sessions are organized and in a confidential setting, and to enlarge symmetry, the role model's age, gender and cultural background is matched with the participants. Confidentiality is ensured by having the session in a closed room with a maximum of 10 participants, with no need for registration. On top of that, a living room environment will be created and tea is offered to the participants. The intervention will contain an emotional as well as a practical component. This practical component is focused on the empowerment of the participant. The experienced self-efficacy is addressed. The role model will carry out the message: if I could seek help, you can do it too. On top of that, practical information is given about the opportunities to receive professional help and how to make an appointment. These group sessions will be announced under the guise of talking about the experience of being a refugee. We don't want to deter or discourage people who are not used to talk about sexual issues, and it could be beneficial to talk about other experiences as well. Role models can be recruited through healthcare professionals. These professionals can address the subject to the clients who meets the criteria of being a refugee and experiences of sexual abuse. Another requirement for being a role model is that the respective person needs to follow a course concerning the goal of the intervention. Moreover, new role models will be attending a couple of sessions with an experienced role model first before becoming an actual role model. Several institutions like MovieC and the Salvation Army have been using the peer-to-peer education and the living room environment before. The outcomes of these interventions show that these are effective ways to discuss sexual abuse openly. Free Your Minds combines peer-to-peer education, the living room environment and practical information. There is an unmet need for helping refugees who experienced sexual abuse, and that's why Free Your Mind should be implemented.
Created using Powtoon.